Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Nicole. I'm an acrylic painter, and it's been like a month since I filmed an update, so we have one for you today. This right here is all I've been doing for an absolute month. I did this about a week ago because I got new birthday supplies. I went to the Michael's sale for my birthday and I got some oil pastels, which I'm familiar with, but I haven't used in years. When I first started on this channel, when I first started making art, I had a box of, oh God, what's it called? Phoenix something oil pastels. And these were the flimsiest little art supplies you could have possibly imagined. Seriously. But I'd gotten them from like Ocean State Job Lot, I think I was, and it was just like test and learn. I learned that I liked the texture of them, but I never learned the medium of the oil pastel. But as you can see, I like this. Oh, maybe you can't tell, but I do in fact like this. I have been struggling for weeks and weeks. Actually, let's take that back. Months I've been struggling with creating art, and a lot of it is because 2023 was like the worst painting year I've ever had, period. There's a lot of different reasons why it just wasn't productive, but mostly it was because I just haven't been in the creative artsy type of mood, and now I'm in a place where I am mourning my old art studio, and so that's not helping. I didn't realize it until this past week. Like, I hadn't put a name to it. Like, why don't I want to sit here and paint? It's because this is not my old art studio and I need to grieve, which is dramatic, but it's also c'est la vie, the artist way. I don't like my space, and so the question is, well, how do you fix that? And so we got art supplies. We got these art supplies from Michael's for my birthday, which was back in February. So these are a Faber-Castell 12 oil pastel creative studio set. So I think this is the more student grade set, if I'm not much mistaken. It says it's an introduction set with 12 oil pastels, and the box came like this. Like, the box came beat up, so I definitely got it discounted. But yeah, I decided that I wanted these specifically because all last year while I was working in my sketchbook, all I did was use my acrylic paints and my acrylic gouache as like a base layer, and then color over with color pencils. Now I do things like this with the base layer, the acrylic gouache, but with all of this nice lovely texture on top of here. And you can really see it in this here, all of that nice texture. I love doing this. This was the main thing keeping me going last year. Like, I finished the sketchbook in a year, and I hardly ever do that. So, like, progress, right? And so with the oil pastels, we're going to try to replicate that on the actual paintings, if I ever paint again. But we got this. We got these oil pastels. We got some new Micron fine liners, just a little 3-pack. I used to get art snacks all the time, and I stopped getting them because they were too expensive for products I just never used. But I always got a fresh set of Micron pens in that. Without fail, there would be some kind of fine liner, and since then I just always forget that I need these. So picked up some of these, and then I got, of course, some canvases. I have all the canvases in this apartment, but they're all small canvases, and one very intimidating 40 by 40 canvas that we're not going to talk about because I'm not going to paint it ever. But I don't have any of the size canvases that I like to paint on, which are 20 by 20s, 24 by 18s. That's kind of like my perfect size, so I got a few just because Michael's is always having a sale. And so I grabbed those, and so that is the mini haul complete for this. I do need to get some kind of smudging stick. I forgot that that's something you need with oil pastels if you don't want to get your manicure and your hands all dirty and nasty. but that is for another day. And really, I really like the actual texture part. So keeping paintings like this and art like this is probably the way I'm gonna go. But first thing I've done in like months, so we don't know where we're gonna end up. We will see. It's gonna be a journey. The fact of the matter is, I got the oil pastels because I wanted to work on this piece. I wanted to use those oil pastels on top of this painting. It's a set that I started a little while ago and I just haven't finished. I haven't, again, the whole moral of this video is I have not painted, except I did start this. And it was a fun little painting session. I did a TikTok clip. A little painting session. But it's unfinished. I started to try and get some texture on top of this with my acrylic inks, which I haven't used in months. And some of them are very dried out and I need to figure out if I can reactivate them or toss them. But I used some acrylic inks on top of the acrylics, and then I used some color pencils, and it just wasn't able to kind of get over this canvas. It just wasn't able to make a big impact. And so I'm thinking, use the oil pastels on top of this. It'll be a learning experiment. It'll be an experiment. And this was just a fun little painting thing that I did. Like nothing too serious, just something to get me started. And I mean, it worked because I did 2 paintings and they're almost finished. So there's that. And so this one is the bigger piece, which I still need to add some layers to, but I'm struggling on what kind of colors to do. Let me move you closer. It's 3 figures next to a train station with various shades of lights. The colors got a little muddy, I'm not gonna lie, but I was also drinking sangria during this painting session, and so you know what? The problems that we ask for are the problems that we get. But I did start it, and I do like the base, and it's not something I'm taking too seriously, which is probably why I don't have massive art block, because the painting I do take seriously and I've been working on for like 6 months now is this one right here. Now, to be fair, I did actually get a name for it. And it's so funny, but I'm starting to call this in my head enthusiastic yes. And I mean you see the scene. It isn't actually that much to do. I still need to fix the lighting and the like proportions and things, finish out these characters. And this might also be a good time to play with some of these oil pastels on top. I don't want to ruin this, especially when I've been working on it for so long, but I mean, we could do a lot of things with this. But I haven't picked up a paintbrush because I'm like, there's still so much work to do, and I just didn't feel like doing a lot of work, to be fair. Like sometimes this is the artist process that we have. This is what we're sitting in and this is what we're doing. So, you know, that's all I can say. I do like this painting, but I especially like that now I can see it well lit. The lighting in this space, and I didn't realize this until like weeks and weeks later after we moved in, was so just like off. And I'm gonna show you. I got this new light fixture here from Michael's on sale, and I absolutely love it. It is this very nice bright white light, and it immediately, this is gonna be bright, so like be careful if you need to be careful. Look at that. Look at that. It immediately takes off this yellow tone that this lamp has and cast over it, and I can intimately see all of the details, which is something that I was lacking before. I'm going to turn this off now because it's, again, super bright, but it's so helpful. Look how bright that is and how nice it complements the colors. I can really get in and I can really see. And something as simple as having like off lighting can ruin a painting experience. Like you can't tell me different. Because for months I've been sitting here, look how different that is. No, see, another reason why I've been like mourning my old art studio. My old art studio had great lighting ample lighting, and also a very big bay window. Now there's a big window behind me, but I hardly ever open it. And when I do, it's great, but if it's not open while I'm painting, you know? So all that is to say is with the new lamp fixture and with a few new additions to my art studio, I've been adding some new storage elements. You can see shelving behind me right here. I've gotten a new basket set up. I'm ordering some new furniture. I'm slowly coming into this art space and finally starting to like it, but it's taking a little bit. But this painting, I'm going to work on it, but I'm going to have to get into the right headspace. It's been so long since I feel like I really sat down and like enjoyed painting. And it's crazy to me. I'm not enjoying filming. I'm not enjoying painting. And all I've been doing lately is reading a lot of books, which, I mean, that's great because I've just been flying through them. And sometimes, you know, you shift into the things that you want to play around with and do as a creative, so it's fine. Like I said, I'm not a full-time artist. I don't do this as like a job, so I don't have to paint if I don't want to, and so I'm sticking with that. But I have been reading my art books. I have been playing around with those a lot. And I'm playing around with new art supplies. So right now, I feel like the oil pastels will be my saving grace. That is what I've been up to so far. That's a mini art haul all in one. And that's a little insight into my 2023 painting year, which sucked a lot. But you saw, I'll leave the video linked up here. I did finish up a sketchbook, so it wasn't a complete waste of time, but now we're finally starting to get into this space here, even though it's like, what, 3 months in, 5 months in? We've been living here now? We moved in November, right? October. So yeah, 6 months in and I'm finally starting to be like, oh yeah, I want to paint here. Took long enough, but it's starting to happen. So anyway, leave questions in the comments below. My name is Marnice Nicole. I'm an acrylic painter and I'm out.